This is funny, and I think this can probably help and benefit others who operate like I do. Um, I don't like loose ends. I don't like having things still needing to be crossed off the to-do list. I tend to tackle what I need to tackle in real time so that I can be back to peace and ease and calm. And I'm not one to avoid it. It's like, oh, if I have something to do, just do it so that I can get back to peace and ease and calm. If it's an open tab or a loose end or something unfinished, it's tugging on my energy. It's bothering me. So I don't like that feeling. I don't like to be in that state. That's not enjoyable for me. So I like to get it accomplished and handled so I can relax and ease and enjoy and do the things I want to do. And it's not hanging over my head, so to speak. And so I realized, there are certain things I can set myself up for success because a lot of people have very different operating systems and they interpret certain behaviors of mine very differently than they are, right? And so instead of trying to explain myself or justify myself to other people or to constantly be agitated or having loose ends all over the place, it's like you set yourself up for success. And one of the things I learned years ago was to not be on my phone. And so we've talked about this many a times where I had done that for years, and it really was wonderful, and it really was so much calmer. And but then even doing this podcast, I found that I'm on it much more because I use it as the recording device, just pick it up and talk into it whenever stuff comes to me. But then I find myself on it. So I've had to find that middle ground where I literally just use it as that kind of device, but I don't necessarily look at it or read through it or see if there's any messages or calls or any of those things like I was doing. Because what I had found was when I got back into using it all the time for when I started the podcast years ago, and so it's been recent years that there's been this tension, I found that, and this was also for dating too, this is also why I'm sharing this, that if there was a message, if there was a text, if there was whatever, when I was grabbing it to do a recording or for whatever reason, I tend to respond right away. And if I'm on the phone recording something and a message comes in, I'll respond right away. Not because I'm eager to talk to that person, not because I need them, just the opposite. I want to get them off my to-do list. I want to close that tab. I want to answer that text. I want to respond to that call because it's a nuisance for me. It's a to-do list item for me. I know that can sound mean and harsh. It's not meant to be. It's just an awareness and of an understanding of how I operate. And yet, because other people operate other ways, they can see that and be like, oh my God, was she sitting on the phone waiting for it or whatever? Well, I didn't realize people operated that way. And I quickly learned it. And I also quickly learned it became very annoying to me because it was like they were looking at it like an open door and open access when I'm trying to close the fucking door and close the access. And there is that fine line and that balance. And it can become addictive the other way. That had happened too. And I'm like, I'm just not interested in becoming addictive the other way. I don't like it. I like who I am. I like how I operate. And I like more of a relaxed, casual flow, not this urgency or this need or this feeling or this tug or this pulling that I need to respond or other people will misinterpret or get upset or get worried or all this nonsense that they claim. And it's like, please keep your problems to yourself. I have enough of my own, right? Like, please. And so we really have to set ourselves up for success. Knowing this about myself, knowing that I find having to respond, reply, whatever to others because of my operating system, because I like to close the loop, do my part, finish the tab, so to speak. It's better for me to be off the phone as much as possible. And I have alerts turned off, notifications. In other words, I don't have dings going off. I don't have any of that nonsense. If I'm not on the phone recording, and even when I do pick it up to record, I try to just go, I had the record button so it's front and center, so that I don't need to look at anything. I can just hit it and do my thing and then get off, plug it back in, and maybe not look at my phone again for another God knows how many days. And I find that's very helpful for my nervous system, so that I don't have in the back of my mind, oh my God, I have to call so-and-so. Oh my God, I have to respond to so-and-so. Oh my God, I have to, because that's a nuisance for me where I don't like that, oh my God. And I do tend to then just do it. But that doesn't stop that flow. That doesn't close that loose end. It actually, for most people, opens the door, opens the access where they're like, oh, great. So a way I can describe it for my nervous system, it's like, okay, I'll give them that inch and then I'll, because that's closing the door, but it's the response, and they'll slam it open and they'll flood you with, and it's like, what just happened here? And that's what's happening. It's just people have different operating systems, and knowing yours, you just have to honor yourself, and people either get it and respect it or they don't. Some people get offended by it. Some people take all types of different interpretations by it, and all of that is fine, right? Like, this is what we talk about, that natural match. You either flow or you don't, and it's okay either way. It's just information, as long as you continue to honor you. And that can be challenging for some of us who just are used to not honoring ourselves. We're used to just pleasing others and not honoring us, but then keeping our nervous system in a state of deregulation all the time. So to stabilize ourselves and to get back to ourselves and honor ourselves and love ourselves and decide what is right and what isn't right, we have to figure out what is the disturbance in our field, so to speak, so that we can take corrective action to set ourselves up for success. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.